Hi, my name is Ariel St. Louis, and here's what I wish I knew when I started high school. I remember on the first day of school being so nervous when I was driving up to the school. I also remember being required to wear a mask and barely being able to see anybody. The transition from 8th grade to high school was a very difficult one, especially because I spent the entirety of 8th grade online. Looking back, I think that year of online school really gave me a chance to focus on myself and my own ability to manage my time. I didn't have the structure of in-person classes, so I had to create my own schedule and habits that included productivity and time management skills. It wasn't easy at first, but it set the foundation for how I handle my time now. Balancing school, extracurriculars, college preparation, and even trying to implement self-care. Today I'm here to share the lessons that I've learned on my journey through high school. I hope that by watching this video you'll be able to better navigate through your own high school journey. Okay, so the first topic I'm going to be talking about is academics. When I started as a freshman, everything felt new and different. I was so used to being online for my 8th grade year, so I had to develop new habits that would help me succeed. At first, I didn't feel like I needed to put in that much effort because people would say it was the easiest year of high school. Although it was considered the easiest year, reality set in when I started to get difficult tests and quizzes, all while trying to discover sports and activities that I liked. The most important advice I could give to incoming high school students is to develop good time management habits and also use a planner to keep track of each of your assignments. What helped me the most was using the Notes app on my phone. By using this app, I was able to create a heading for each class, and under those headings I would add the homework assignments that I had and then the due dates. This was really helpful because my phone was very accessible to me and I could just check what assignments I had due whenever I needed to. Another great thing to have as a high school student in general is just to have someone in your classes that you can ask for help in addition to your teacher. This is a great way to get to know different people in your class and be accountable for your work. It also allows you to be able to ask questions for anyone if you're struggling with an assignment, which is very important if you feel like you can't go to your teacher all the time. One of my regrets involving freshman year specifically was not putting as much effort as I should have. When I began using planners, homework trackers, and working on my time management skills, I saw a big change in how I handled the work that I was getting. Time management wasn't easy for me in the beginning, but the fact that I wanted to get exceptional grades is what motivated me to push myself and work on my time management skills. This allowed me to do my best ability on assignments in a timely manner. As a current senior, these habits have helped me, but it is still difficult to juggle all of my assignments. I definitely can't say your grades will be perfect all the time because mine weren't. However, I can say that trying to implement good habits in the first year of high school will really be beneficial to you. It'll benefit you in the long run in terms of your grades and when colleges start looking at your transcripts. That's all I have for academics. Moving on to the next topic. Grades in academics are definitely important, but so is getting involved and making new friends. And this is why the next topic I will be discussing is school involvement in social life. As a freshman, I struggled to find a club or sport that I truly enjoyed. I wanted to be involved, but I didn't know where I would fit in. I think the best advice I can give is to try different things because you never know what you'll love until you give it a chance. I was so worried about not being good enough and not fitting in that I hesitated to put myself out there. But my entire experience changed when I decided to join the step team at my high school. It has pushed me outside of my comfort zone, introduced me to amazing people, and became a huge part of my high school experience. Overall, I think trying different things made it clear what I did and didn't like. So my advice to you is to try that sport or that club and don't let fear stop you. Okay, now let's talk about social life. One of my biggest takeaways is to not rely on others to make decisions. Definitely just stay true to what you love, while also trying to be open to different things. My experience hasn't been perfect, but it has taught me many valuable lessons that will help me grow as a person, and that's all that matters. Lastly, a very important thing that I learned is to not be scared to talk to different people. At least in the end, you can say that you put yourself out there and made an effort to meet someone new. Okay, that's all for social life and school involvement. Now it's time to move on to the final topic. So far, I've talked about academics and the benefits of stepping out of your comfort zone socially and through extracurricular activities. Excelling in academics, being active in clubs and sports, and making an effort to step out of my comfort zone has prepared me for college success. I think being able to balance each of these things is very important, especially if you're thinking about going to college. Okay, this is just a disclaimer. College isn't for everyone, and I totally understand that. This section has a focus on college preparation tips, so if you're looking to follow a different path after high school, feel free to skip this section. I also want to say that you don't have to follow these tips exactly, but from my experience, these things have helped me the most. The first thing I'll be discussing is staying organized when applying to colleges. One thing I regret most is not doing enough research on how I could prepare myself during the application process. I wish I had known more about what the requirements consist of. I would definitely recommend to start making your college list as early as junior year or the summer before senior year. Although it was kind of last minute, what helped me find the schools that were a match for me was researching different factors like size, cost, the different majors they have, and the campus culture. I created a Google Sheet and charts which allowed me to separate the different factors and compare them between each college. Considering each of the different factors of the colleges allowed me to narrow down my list easier. It also helped me see what I liked about each college and what I didn't like about each college. I also decided on a specific number of colleges based on how attainable they were. For example, I had about 2 reach schools, 5 match schools, and 3 safety schools. This allowed me to narrow down my list while also making sure I had different options for college. After figuring out what colleges I liked the most, I was then able to add them to the Common App. This created a list of different schools I was applying to and organized each of the deadlines along with the application requirements. What allowed me to keep track of the different due dates was adding them to my calendar and using reminders. There was many submission dates and I needed to make sure that I keep track of them in some way so I didn't forget. It can be a lot, but the key to meeting all your requirements and deadlines is to stay organized. Next, I'll be talking about SAT preparation tools. This may be helpful if you're thinking about including your scores in your application or if the schools require them. SAT scores can be very beneficial, especially if you take the time to study and prepare early. Practicing and understanding what type of questions will be on the test will help you a lot and make sure you're prepared. Even if it takes you a couple times to get a good score, either way, if you prepared early, you'll be able to get a better score as you study more. Some of the tools that helped me prepare the most was Blue Book's practice tests, participating in the PSAT my sophomore year, and even enrolling in Schoolhouse's SAT bootcamp tutoring. In the beginning, I didn't think I needed to take the test, but then I realized how many benefits it can give you. One of the best benefits of the SAT is that high scores can give you a better chance of receiving merit-based scholarships. College is very expensive, and getting a good score on the SAT can be a way to reward you financially. Okay, for the next part of college preparation, I will be talking about community service. Engaging in community service is a great way to show admissions that you are setting time aside to be involved in your community. The most important first step is to find something that you truly resonate with. For me, I thought about things that I was passionate about, which is psychology and early development. One summer when I became a camp counselor, I came across a community service project that involved organizing positive mindset activities and working with young girls on their mindset and creating a space where they feel like they can express themselves and their voice. This was a perfect volunteer opportunity for me, and it allowed me to be a part of something that connects to my future career. But volunteering shows that you have a commitment to making a change for others in your community. This shows that you care about your own personal growth and taking initiative to be a part of something that is positive for others. It also shows that you didn't just do it just to get the hours, but you did it because you actually cared about it and felt like it would be beneficial to others and allow you to grow as a person. The key to finding something that truly resonates with you is to do a lot of research on different volunteering activities and community service around you. Okay guys, the next thing I'll be talking about is writing your personal statement. In the beginning, I struggled to figure out what I was going to talk about in my college essay. I thought so much about it being perfect that I forgot that my experiences are the most important parts of my story that will help shape my college essay. It can be overwhelming to figure out what to write about, but my advice to you is to brainstorm ideas early. This will give you a chance to think about your college essay without the pressure of school or any other outside activities. If I started writing my college essay earlier, I think I would have had more time to write drafts and focus on perfecting it later on. So my advice to you is don't rush and take your time to write a college essay that truly resonates with you in the best way possible. And lastly, let's talk about applying to scholarships. Currently, as a senior, I'm in the process of applying to outside scholarships to pay for college. During the school year, it's so hard to balance applying to scholarships and doing my schoolwork at the same time. However, I think making time to do them is so important. I've had a lot of help from my family, which has allowed me to get it done. It can all feel very overwhelming, so I think the first step is to ask for help if you need it. It could be your parents, a guidance counselor, or a teacher. They can give you helpful advice and even help you revise your essay and applications. What I did that helped me a lot was creating a Google spreadsheet of all of the scholarships I had to apply to and their due dates. This has allowed me to stay organized and remember each one that I need to get done. As I began writing more and more essays, it became easier to apply for scholarships because I was able to reuse some of the same information. The biggest thing I've learned so far is that applying to scholarships, no matter how small, can be beneficial because money adds up. In addition to this, applying to local scholarships gives you a higher chance of winning because there's a smaller amount of applicants. So at the end of the day, the amount of time that you put into applying to scholarships is so worth it. Okay guys, and that wraps up my video. I'm glad I was able to share how I was able to navigate academics, social life, school involvement, college preparation, and even implementing self-care. To sum up this video, my high school experience was filled with many ups and downs, but I think each of those moments in the end has allowed me to grow and mature as a person. I was always in a rush to grow up, but the truth is, your last years as a teenager and as a kid should be enjoyed to the fullest. Everyone's journey is different, but the lessons that you learn from your experience is the most important. My final piece of advice to you is that you don't have to be perfect. Just be yourself, take it one day at a time, and don't be afraid to try new things. The journey won't be perfect, but it'll shape you in ways you've never expected. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope my advice was helpful to you in some way. Follow me for more advice and I'll see you next time. Bye! And lastly, I just have a quote. I have it on my phone and it was something that I wrote when I was younger as a note to myself and my future self. I think I was in I want to say middle school probably, so let me see. Okay, and the quote is, "Don't fear failure. Fear being in the same place next year as you are today." I think this is such a powerful quote because each year you should learn something new that helps you grow as a person. I think each part of my journey has allowed me to mature as a person. So me saying that quote so long ago is just a full circle moment and telling myself to not fear failure, but fear not being in the same place today as I am. The same place that I am today. Oh my God, now I can't speak. I think even when I was younger, I always let fear get in the way. So me writing that quote was a way for me to say I should not be the same. Each year I should change the habits I have because each year I should have better habits and have learned new things that'll help me as a person. And that's what I think about that quote. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed the quote. And yeah, peace out guys.